Hello and welcome again to my Learn and Grow Snappy Chat. This is all about learning and growing together in business because guess what? It can get really, really lonely when you're building a business from scratch. And I'm super excited. By the way, I'm Christine Bell, but this is not about me. I'm super excited about Michael. He's here today with me. He's in Canada. But with the internet, we can go anywhere. And I'm really excited for what Michael have to share because he is absolutely a social impact entrepreneur who's got a fantastic product out that helps people hear better. And my husband have been trying out his product, and it definitely says it is the most intuitive, convenient, helps you hear better, and it sits really nicely outside on your bone rather than going into your ears, which I know from my parents who have hearing aids, they hate having it in their ears. So I just love what you do, Michael, but I think you are better at introducing yourself and your product and where you at. And let's see, I think we got some people here already. We got Royce Blake here. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. He's going to be on next time, by the way.
Oh, nice. Sounds good. Thanks for having me, Christine. So I'm the CEO of the Flo Group, and basically it's an open-ear bone conduction headphone that we have with the built-in amplification that aids hearing. So that's the special feature that we have, unlike any other bone conduction headphones out there. You can find lots of them out there. They're not going to do the same thing we do. So you can listen to music, talk on the phone, everything. But because of this amplification, now anyone that has hearing loss can use it to socially engage in big groups, small groups, and it's helping people in the blind community as well. So dementia, children, autism, so forth. People of all ages, really. So yeah.
I love this, and thank you so much for sharing. I'm just going to say hello. We got Robert here. Thank you, Rob Schreiber, to be here. Good morning. Yolanda's here. Good morning. We got Leanne. Thank you so much for tuning in from Minnesota. So great people here already. Now, what I love is that you're actually creating something that can literally revolutionize the hearing aid or helping people with hearing loss or somewhat of hearing loss. I guess it can work for different people at different levels of hearing loss. Is that correct?
Yeah, mild, moderate to even severe. It really depends on the person and how severe it really is, right? If they have hearing aids or not. If they even have hearing aids, you can combine the products. They can even further enhance the clarity of it. So it's really for people that just want another alternative other than hearing aids, because they're very expensive. You can lose them very easily. So this is the more convenient, future way of using, of listening to sound and enhancing clarity, right?
Yeah, and Royce is saying you're on such an important mission, and I 100% agree. But it's not an easy mission, isn't it? Because not only did you have to actually create the product and build it, you also have to obviously get it to market. And yes, I guess you can go to investors, but there are downsides of that as well. So tell me a little bit about the challenge of the route you've taken to building it and also promoting it and getting your name out there, because I do admire what you've been doing and how you're doing it.
Yeah, for sure. So when I first started, I just had an idea, and the idea happened, and my family owns factories in Asia, so we're just pitching ideas to each other. Because I have this, blindness, retinitis pigmentosa, I'm partially blind. So, and I met a lot of seniors through my time, through the specialist clinics, and the light bulb kind of popped up, and I was like, I want to develop something. I want to help develop something that can help other people with blindness. And it just happens that this helps blind people in the blind and the deaf community, right? So we tried a lot of different samples. I had to try about like 10 different samples with many different seniors. They would give me feedback on a form and tell me which one they liked the most, and then I would finally center it down to one or two, and then finally decided which one, and then just went door to door, senior home. Once you have that building, once you have that support and the trust from good size, a good amount of senior homes, they start introducing you, referring you, and it's just easy to get in the door after, right? So the trust with the senior community is really important, and just you have to keep trying different samples and make sure you have the right fit, the right thing for the demographics, right? Because if you get the wrong product, and it's not gonna do very well for you, right? So I did a lot of research, a lot of things I learned on my own, self-taught. So just do your due diligence. Make sure you protect your brand, trademark it, believe in it, So for me, everything's been working out so far.
I love this. And how long have you been on this journey?
Under 2 years, yeah. Under 2 years.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good, from getting a product idea that you had, talking to your family, to actually getting it produced. And then what I love as well, and by the way, I'm just going to say hello to Musi from, I think you're in California, Musi. He's amazing as well. So we got a lot of people from the US as well. I got a few people, I can't see who they are, but good morning from Sydney to you. I love that you use what we call the human-centered design, and it's actually getting very popular right now. We got Jacqueline Way here. Yeah, she's one of from Canada as well. So
hey, hi Canada.
I love that you use what I call a human. Well, it's a name for it, the human-centered design process, which means is you actually really empathize with the people that you're helping and creating a product, and you're really thinking about both the blind and also people with other disadvantages, and obviously people with hearing loss as well, in the elderly community especially. I'm assuming not only, but especially. And I love that you kept like reiterating it, which is all about is like learning from research, understanding people, letting them try it out, and being open to critique, I guess, to some extent, which can be hard when we have something that we care about, right?
For sure.
So, but how does it help you taking that approach in terms of really just letting people try it out and listening to them and keep reiterating until you're getting it right?
Yeah, so the first product was is more the base model, right? So it has the one amplification, one setting. So it worked well for I think it worked well overall, but there's always room for improvement, and I always take it as constructive criticism. It's something good, right? Because that's the only way you evolve. So in a technology environment, the only way you survive and stay relevant is by having new products that's better and better, right? So my new product actually is far more advanced. So it has multiple settings, indoor, outdoor, vocal, and it's got dual volume control. So you can adjust it to different settings on both ears. And of course, the background sounds. A lot of people don't like the background sounds from hearing aids or my last product. This one, we're able to build in like a smart noise cancellation where they don't hear the background sounds, and that's why they love it so much, right? And that's why people are pre-ordering, and I'm launching it in September. So it's going to be a really awesome product. People are going to love it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's amazing that it comes not just with, obviously the main function of it is to allow people to hear better, but it's coming with so many other advantages and benefits too, right? Do you think it's important to have multiple benefits when you launch a technological product these days?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because there's some products out there that only caters to one demographics or two. This it can go. It can go 20 different ways. So it's so broad. It could be seniors, children, labor workers, anybody, and you just have to find the right approach, the right product for everybody. For me, it just happens to be a necessity. It's something that is so important. Your sight, your hearing it's never gonna go away, right? So they're always looking for someone like me, but there hasn't really been too many, right? So that's why everyone's like so intrigued by this. And I think people should always try to look outside. Don't try to always copy other people's ideas. Try to figure your own idea, which is hard, right? Because there's so many things out there. But when you do, really push for it, right? So
yeah. And also the fact that you kept going back and actually finding out what the real problem is. And I love that you have, when you said hearing aids, you think people can't hear, but then you say, well, it's also for blind people. So that's very interesting, right? So why is it useful for blind people who may be able to hear?
Yeah, so my very first base product, because of the extra background sounds, I figured that people that are blind could probably use it a little bit more better, because they actually would welcome the background sounds, because when your sight is diminished, you need your hearing to be enhanced next level, right? So we tried blind athletes, and when they put it on, they're more aware of their surroundings, and they like to hear, the doors closing, the footsteps, and that could drive someone that has hearing loss a little bit more, they might bother them, right? So that's why I have two products. One is more, I think, focused on blind community, one's for the deaf community. So, it goes both ways. Yeah.
And did you start thinking that way, or did that come up
It just
based on your
happened.
research
It's
with
happened
people?
recently. Yeah, it just happened recently. Like my first idea was it was going to help both, but then it
Yeah.
started evolving into something else when I started the second product, right? Because all the blind community was just focused onto the next prototype. So the first one obviously is going to start diminishing in interest. But then I felt like there are going to be people interested, so the blind community would like the
Yeah.
sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
So
now you got a
that
product that has you got products that has where you can hear other sounds,
yeah.
which may annoy someone who's deaf, may annoy them because they want to be able to focus in on one sound,
Yep.
versus the blind who actually needs to hear, they can hear, but they need to hear more
Background,
sounds
yeah.
around them and background noises, so they can better be aware, I guess, about what's around them.
Yeah,
So I love
navigate,
that,
yeah.
and suddenly morphed into two different products, both
Yeah.
with social impact. So where does the social impact drive come from, or did that not come into the equation when you thought about a product and service?
I've always thought about it, but until I started talking to more people and started doing more public, like events and a couple TV shows, magazines. Everyone is just saying how this is going to change the hearing industry. It's going to be helping low-income families, people that can't afford expensive hearing aids can actually finally have something they can use, right? So later, I think as I go on and as I start working more and more and start really seeing the remarkable results, I can start. That's what's really pushing me to keep building this passion for this, right? Because just seeing the results, seeing the seniors like in tears, literally, or someone that hasn't heard in 8 years, now they can hear because the bone conduction vibrations are going through the damaged parts, and now it's going to the good ear, right? So something so simple that's for a couple $100s can be so impactful, right? So I just don't think any product should cost thousands of dollars for people, and it can be lost so easily and damaged so easily. So this is something it's just gonna I think it's just gonna make a lot of people's lives a lot easier too. So
Yeah, which I love, because if we can help other people in this world, especially in a world where we sometimes feel we perhaps don't have that much power as an individual, the fact that you can go out there, create a product, and we can potentially all do this if we put our heart to it and we have good ideas and we keep testing and trying, is to actually help other people, right, that can't otherwise afford it, and actually make their life experience better, or the quality of life better. And for me, there's something in the heart that goes, wow, that's nice.
100%.
Yeah. We've got someone saying people trying to concentrate in a pin office would benefit from your product. I can't see who it is. I got someone saying, great to see you, Christine. That's great. I don't know who you are, but saying you're on a mission as well. Absolutely. So it's all well and good now. You have a product that is working. You got two different products actually that has potential to go very far. But the challenges don't stop there, do they?
Yeah, there's always going to be challenges for myself and someone that's trying to start up their own business as well. But because there's always going to be competitors, right? For my sake, people always ask me, "Are you worried about competitors?" But for me, I'm the first one doing it, and also because I put in the work and the time into it that no one else has done, and I have that personal experience that can resonate with people. So I feel like I'm always gonna kind of stay ahead of the game, and that's kind of important too, right? So make sure you put your time and blood and sweat and tears into a product. No one can take that away from you, because that image is always going to be around forever. People are going to see that, right? So someone can try to mimic it, but it's not going to have the same result, right? So
yeah. And I've got a question here from Musi. He says, "Can I ask you this, please? What is the prominent hurdle you have to go through with this brilliant venture?"
The biggest the main hurdle. I think trialing it in the beginning and really getting this trendy looking headphone for seniors to adapt to, because in the beginning I got a lot of no's, a lot of people shutting doors, and it wasn't until I started getting a couple of seniors that really liked it, then it started flourishing, because Bob likes it, Barbara likes it, everyone started taking notice, right? Because I noticed a lot of seniors they don't trust a lot of people because there's a lot of scams. They're worried about someone taking advantage of them. So I had to test many times just to really get to show them that I really care. and that a CEO would drive across the city just to help one client and just to make sure that they can hear better, right? So and I would go home with someone not buying something, but at least I put it out there. And now I'm starting to get more and more people call and say, hey, I called 2 years ago. Are you still around? And now I'm ready, right? So that's the challenge for me. But I say, like, you got to put in the work. You got to go through the trenches in order to get the success later, right? So.
And it sounds to me that you actually have to go beyond just doing the work. You actually have to be in a place of, I'm just going to give as much as I can. I'm just on a mission to get it out there. And if someone has questions, I'm going to address them, right? I'm going to address the barriers rather than just turning the other way. And I'm going to help them the best I can, which means reaching out to a lot of people, getting a lot of no's. And how do we move through that mentally as well, getting a lot of no's? Because that's also a mindset thing for me sometimes. You know, you just got to be okay with that rejection.
Yeah, like when I first started, I got rejected a couple times. It was pretty sad because I truly believed in the product. And I had a couple of people fall asleep during the meetings when I presented to them, and it was pretty bad. But now I found out that that company is no longer around anymore. So for other reasons, but then the people that take you serious are the ones you know they truly care about the senior industry. Because I felt like a lot of people it was just like when you see them, it's like you take away their time, but it's more like this is about helping seniors. So they really care. They would, really want to invite me in to listen, right? So the falling asleep, they really triggered me for a bit, and I was really hurt by it. So
maybe they were elderly. I'll tell you a little example here. I used to work for agencies, and I used to do a lot of work for big brands around the world, traveling. And one time I was doing a presentation on behalf of Visa card to a Bangkok bank in Bangkok, right? And so I show up not knowing the culture so well. First of all, I show up in black on a Monday. At that time, the old king was born on a Monday, and Monday was yellow day.
Yeah.
So I was in black and everyone was in yellow.
Oh.
The whole building was in yellow and I was in full black.
No,
and then I started presenting, and these people, Bangkok Bank, bless them, they either 3 of them, 4 of them fell asleep. A couple of them were on their laptop. Maybe one was listening. Sometimes I'm like, what's going on here? So you're not alone. And apparently that was not potentially, well, I don't know if they didn't understand the presentation, because they did ask me afterwards what I did for a living. And I thought, well, they didn't even know why I was there and what I did for a living.
Yeah.
But, things happen, hey?
For sure. And also I was going to add that because I'm trying to break the barriers of traditional thinking, because I think a lot of people to grasp that thought of the only hearing aids that are going to help hearing, right? So and the fact that so people didn't know there could be something outside the ear that can work that looks like a headphone, right? So some people might think it looks like a headphone. I don't want it because I don't know, like it looks funny or something. But over time, more and more people started kind of the culture is changing, right? I would say like and it takes time, right? So you have to be patient. You have to just keep going, right? Believe in your product. Yeah, believe in it.
But I think that's such a good point, is that sometimes we are ahead of our game in terms of the market hasn't caught up, whether it's because it's new technology or it's something we do that we know they need, but they're not aware what it is. We have to, and that takes time to change people's perceptions, awareness, and actually getting through to them so they go, hold on, there's another way. Can take a long time, and it's usually around getting it through to enough people, enough time, getting in front of them.
For sure.
So I know that you have held off a little bit on investors. Tell me a little bit more around your reasons for this and how you are managing to get through anyway, because one could argue the more money you have behind you, the better in terms of getting out there. But there might be downsides to that too, right?
Yeah, I was lucky. I did real estate before, so I have a nice sizable investment money sitting around for me to play with. But it was sitting there waiting for me to do something like this, right? So it was always kind of handy. But once I want to start going global, that's when I need a lot more big investors, the big guys, which is why I'm auditioning for Dragon's Den next year. That's where I want to hopefully pitch it to the big pocket entrepreneur guys, right? So and there'll be a Walmart, Best Buy, where anyone could just pick it off the shelf and anywhere in the world, right? That's my dream. So, yeah.
I love that, because what I'm also hearing from you is don't be afraid to reach out to the big guns. Yeah. So like it's a Dragon Den is like a Shark Tank in Australia, I think.
Yeah.
So with the big investors, and you go on TV and they drill you, etc. But also you reach out to someone else. What's his name? The big brand guy, Ruby.
Oh, Brett Wilson. Brett Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Oh, Rudy Mart. Yes. Rudy Mart.
yeah,
Yeah.
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 But most of us are too scared to reach out to most people, right? So what
Yeah.
does it take in terms of just going, boom, let's do it. Let's just reach out to the big guns.
I don't think I thought of that till maybe this year. Before, I was kind of more just trying to build it locally, you know. But then when I started seeing that it could be much bigger, that's when I started reaching out to people. And there's always, you know, on social media, there's always like new TV shows or contests they tell you to enter, right? So I entered all of them, and then luckily, you know, they interview you and they love the whole story of this partially blind entrepreneur that's trying to help other people that are going through the same thing with this new trendy product that helps them too, right? So I think because of what I'm trying to do is so socially impactful, it's going to reach so many people. They resonate right away, and they're like, "This is something we need to promote," and they can see the big picture, which is, you know, that's the great part, right?
I'll ask you something else, but first of all, someone's asking, which countries are you currently operating in?
I'm in Canada, and we are delivering to US and Canada for now. But by the time the product comes out, I want to, you know, Australia, India, you know, Germany, you know, Mexico,
And that's
stuff
in
like that.
September. We're thinking that you're going to go global.
I want to go global. It's gonna launch in September, but I think it maybe give it a month or something, that I'm gonna really like push it through. But yeah, probably
So
October, November.
2025, yeah? We're not going into
Yeah,
2020.
no, it won't be. It'll probably be like October-ish kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, that's exciting, and it all takes time, and there will always be things that stops us a little bit in our track that we have to work through. But this thing around just keep going, and back to your story as well. So it really is important to have a story that people can engage with. So with your story, obviously you've got blindness as well. So what is it around the story and how you sell yourself that you think is the key to getting people to connect with you, besides the fact that it's social impact, which obviously resonates with a lot of people?
Yeah, like for me, I was lucky. Like I have so many levels of my story I can pitch to people, from mental health trauma to my blindness, seniors, you know, entrepreneurship and stuff. But it's always good to have a story. I don't know if everyone has, you know, a nice story to tell with their product, right? But for me, it just worked hand in hand, and that's why a lot of people say this is something you need to share with the world and tell everybody about, right? So yeah,
So
but
it's, from my hearing, we all have different stories. Not everyone has your story, but we can all have a passion. If we have a passion, I think, for what we do,
for sure.
if there's something that has driven us, so what is the passion, what is the drive behind what we do, what has happened? So for me, it's like, well, why did I start my own business? Well, I burned out and I walked out of a job and I had no clue what was happening. But you know, when you talk, it's not that I want a sob story, but it's interesting. There's different ways. Stories help us connect with others,
Yeah,
and people tend to listen better when they can connect with us.
for sure. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think if it's not about, you know, like something like mine, it'd be something, you know, like just it helps other people, or like they had a special moment that, you know, that really is close to heart or something, right? That resonates with others, right? So it's always good to have, you know, something that others can relate to, because if there's no, you know,
Yeah, because otherwise we don't remember. We're all bombarded with information. So if we can't relate, we are unlikely to remember afterwards. So that's a really important communication thing. But I also think your resilience, your perseverance in terms of, doesn't matter if they reject me, I'm just going to keep asking.
Yeah, you gotta have that drive, right? Like I lose sleep, you know, like that's the thing. Like with the success and with everything, like I have ideas in the middle of the night, so like I'm always writing down my ideas.
Do you wake up and write them down on your phone or on a piece of paper?
Well, it's all in my head, so I can't sleep. I keep dreaming about it, and then I'm not really sleeping, so it's a terrible sleep, right? So then I have all these ideas, and I still remember it because I have ADHD. So it's that I really love something. I'm just so focused on it, where I'll have 2 hours of sleep a day, which is really bad for my health. But I'm trying to, you know, fix that. But you know, I'm just that passionate towards it. Not everyone can like do that, but like you don't have to do that to get successful. But for me, that's my kryptonite, I guess, right? Because I just tend to wake up with so many ideas, and these ideas do transfer into success. So,
Well,
yeah,
I guess you take action. You don't just have an idea, you actually act on them, right? So we can
yeah,
have a great idea, but if we don't do anything, it remains a great idea.
exactly. Like you'll just try it. You'll regret it if you don't try something, right? So even if it's something totally outside the box, just try it.
Now, I could talk to you for all day, but this is called Snappy Chat for a reason. Oh, by the way, we just got a question. I think it's Moosey again in California. Is your device approved by FDA or European accredited agencies?
It's not.
Okay, Moosey, we know it's you.
Yeah, no, it's not. I've been asked that before if it's medically a medical device, but it's not because I want to keep the product affordable, $200-300. Because once you start going through the testing, it's going to be $2,000-3,000. It's not going to be as affordable. So people look past that part that it's not medical and that it's affordable. So that's my thing, right? Affordability, and I could make it medical if I wanted to, but I don't need to. It's a recreational product, but it has the health benefits that come with it.
Yeah.
So that's why you can buy it anywhere later, right? So
Fantastic. So it gets accessibility both from in terms of easier to sell across the world as a recreational rather than medical, and two, it makes the price so much more affordable. So I guess if you have bad enough hearing and $200-300, it's a lot more affordable to try something out in terms of making it work to a certain level, right?
oh, for sure. And the fact it's not like it's a product that's much worse than hearing aids is actually at par or better. So that's what I hear from people, right? So you can pick your brand, your what you want to choose from, but I hope people would try this out because it is the healthiest way of hearing. So
I love this. We're going to have to finish up now. So how can people, they're all saying, love it. What a great show. Thank you from Yolanda. How can people reach out to you? I obviously got your website on here in the red box going along here. And obviously you're on LinkedIn. How else can they reach out to you?
yeah, if you have Instagram, Instagram, you have Instagram, it's the Flo Group. So THEFLO and then group, GROUP. So no W after the flow. So or else some people think flow with the W, but no flow, the hip way.
The hip way, very cool. So just reach out to you on LinkedIn, Instagram, or via your
the website. And the website's going to be revamped. I'm going to add a lot of new content, blogs, and announcements, and then of course add the new product into later. Right. So yeah.
We all got to start somewhere, and sometimes it starts with a minimal website like me, and then you're just going to build on it as you go. Yeah. So you can't do everything if you're investing everything yourself. It's going to take time. Leanne says, thank you. Well, thank you for being here. We appreciate it. It was a great honor and privilege. From Moosey, he says, thank you very much. We appreciate you being here. So thank you for having us.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it, Michael.
Thanks, Christine.
Bye.
Bye. See you guys.